They were done by my grandmother
Yep.
in the 19-teens and 1920s.
I mean, they are extraordinary. Here's a bathing costume here. Put that on there. And lovely dresses here. I mean, there must be about sort of 50 or 60 dresses.
I remember as a child that I was allowed to play with them on high days and holidays,
Yes.
and that I've always treasured them, and they were given to me when I was a teenager.
Yes. Well, I mean, she must have worked very hard because they are quite sophisticated and they're all hand-drawn and they're all coloured in with watercolour.
She went to an art school in London and then became a dress designer, apparently for somebody called Raymond somebody who I've
Raymond sounds terribly sort of French, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know if it's male or female, but that's all I know. And really, I wanted to find out how I can find out more about fashion in the 1920s and whether she really did design anything that was worthwhile.
I think you'd obviously have to go to a fashion museum or a fashion design museum. You could go to the clothing museum in Bath,
Oh, right.
I suspect, and see what literature they've got and whether, in fact, they can trace him back or her back.
Right.
But I think all of these are obviously good designs. This one's rather interesting because this one comes, it's almost contemporary, isn't it? You know, sort of very much off the shoulders, but also with the contemporary tattoo.
Yes.
Really, very contemporary, I think. And this one here, my goodness, you could hardly, it's hardly decent.
No, well, she was a bit of a girl, I think, in her day.
Right.
The roaring 20s and all that.
Absolutely roaring 20s. And of these, you've got, what, I suppose about another 50
I think so, yes.
set of drawings.
Yeah.
So a fabulous collection of costume design of the 1920s. Has to be worth, these 50 have to be worth somewhere in the region. Very hard to value, but I would have thought between £500 and £1,000.
It's me.
They were my grandmother's. When my grandmother died, my mother had them. When my mother died, I had them.
Well, they're really lovely and just about the prettiest sort of work that was done around the beginning of the century. And actually looking at them more carefully, I don't actually think that this ever had anything to do with that.
Really?
This doesn't fit, and the enameling's quite different. So I don't think that actually originally went together at all.
Never.
These were made abroad, and this one's got an import mark. They were made probably either in France or Switzerland, but they've got all this beautiful enameling, and it's all engine turned underneath, and then you have this translucent enameling on top, so that you get this lovely effect of the light, the play of light through the enamel. It's just a sort of delightful little miniature carriage clock. This is probably just to put your rings down on. And of course this percent, really charming and delightful. Very difficult to do this type of enameling so beautifully.
So how old do you think they are?
Well, this was imported into England in 1913. So it has a London import mark for that year. And the other pieces are of a similar period. Well, if you had to replace just this little clock alone, I think it would cost somewhere around the £1,500 to £2,000 mark.
What, for that little clock?
Yeah, absolutely. And the scent bottle and the stamp, I would say, is probably another £1,500 to £2,000.